Hello and welcome back. Today we are looking over a harvesting node, this time a variable based one. In this case it was a fishing harvesting node that I made for my game, and I just wanted to share with you how I made this. It runs more or less the same on the outset as the single-use node for harvesting stuff like wheat. So it needs a fishing rod in this case for use to fish, and it will do a random roll to see what you've caught. If anything, there's a 10% chance in this case of you not catching anything at all. About 70% chance that you caught maybe a small fish, and a 20% chance that you catch a large fish, and a 1% chance that you catch a boot. Now, unlike the single-use node that you would find for harvesting vegetables and other wheat and stuff like that, this one has a control variable attached to it. So each time you fish, that control variable goes up by 1, and if that control variable has exceeded its limit, control self switch B will be activated, just like it was for the other node, but this time you got to use this node several times over the course of a few minutes, and then the node will no longer be available. Unlike the chest nodes, there isn't an event to regulate shutting on and off the event inside the dungeon itself, but there is one in the overworld. You can place this in other places as well, but effectively what this does is that it is a parallel process that states that if the fishing limit is variable is at a certain level, past that level that caused it to shut down to begin with, the fishing limit is set to 0, then the fishing limit is told to wait otherwise. To reiterate, there are 2 thresholds to consider for the fishing variable, both of which have to be considered by the user. The first is the number of times the developer wants the player to be able to use the node. In my case, I have it around 5 or 6 times. And the other threshold is for the overworld area, and this is to indicate when these nodes should be reset. In my case, it is when the node is used 1 or more times and the player is returned to the overworld, but it should not exceed the total number of uses that the player uses the node. Now, this has been a relatively short tutorial, but I felt that it was necessary to probably put this in its own separate video. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed. Hope this helps you in your projects. Good luck, and happy hunting.